It's a classic matchup, EG versus NP, and we get into it immediately. So, I want to take a step back. Before we talk about the series and how the teams are going to match up this game, I really want to focus on the lanes, because I think what we saw yesterday was NP surprised the panel, they surprised us, because they just dominated the lane so hard that even if their drafts on paper looked a bit worse later on, it never got to that point. So how do you feel these lanes are going to match up?
I think, again, NP have drafted very strong lanes. That's why they last picked a Queen of Pain. Even though they had the Ember, they wanted a mid-hero that could match up well against almost anyone. The Ember safe lane can be pretty strong in lane, considering it's just a Earthshaker up there. So I think all in all, NP, again, prioritizing winning the lanes, doing well in the early game. We see the Legion Commander in the offlane could get paired up with the Io a bit. Io could pair it with mid, because the Death Prophet Quap may be a bit of an even matchup. That's where Io can kind of tip the scales.
Early skirmishing here as Crit will be harassed quite a bit. MSS getting aggressive, but with those irritating Fire Spirits having trouble staying locked on. Crit may have overextended, though. The extra tether move speed allows MSS to stay in range, and Crit doesn't do the math right. NP get an early first blood. Gotta respect that Legion Io duo.
Not sure what the idea was there with the level 1 Fire Spirits. Not a spell you'd typically pick up at level 1. Perhaps a misclick. Perhaps he had some idea that they weren't going to get contested down bottom and he wouldn't need the dive, but...
I really like that call by NP. As soon as they see it's skilled, they're like, oh, we can actually just kill this Phoenix. Has no escape mechanism, no TP, no Icarus dive, and NP go. And that has really been probably the big story of the team, is just decision-making and bigger picture strategy has improved a lot with the new roster.
Yeah, and they make sure they bring Fata in to have the numbers, and then even after they get the kill, they don't care about sticking around to grab the bounty rune. As soon as EG come back in, they forfeit the bounty rune. It's 100 gold. The first blood was the bigger claim. And yeah, this start is exactly what MP wanted. A quick first blood. Io's going to have his bottle. And this bottom lane is going to be pretty tough for EG to deal with. Phoenix is not really the best level 1 support. Doesn't zone particularly well. The Fire Spirits isn't going to really offer a whole lot. Weaver is quite strong in these types of lanes, but all in all, this EG lane requires 3 heroes just to be competitive.
Well, looking at the other lanes, it's an off-lane Earthshaker up against the dual lane. So, got to imagine Envy should farm freely and some kill potential if Universe isn't careful or sneaks away from the tower. Just going to be looking to play defensively, get his levels. And in mid, Death Prophet versus Quab. Fata has had a hell of a tournament, but perhaps his toughest test yet, trying to 1v1 the young Wonderkind.
Yes.
And Sumail. I mean, Sumail does not lose his lane very often. Is this a lane Fata can dominate?
I want to say it's pretty even matchup. Maybe Death Prophet does actually quite alright, because you can't blink forward aggressively as a Quap when there's the Spirit Siphon. So if anything, this is a pretty good matchup for Sumail, and it is going to be a straight 1v1 for now. It doesn't look like either team are going to commit any support presence to that mid lane, although that could change. AUI's Nyx is definitely the hero I look at to kind of rotate towards that mid lane. Similarly, Zion the Sand King can do that, but he's required at this bottom lane. As said, if they want to deal with this Legion Io lane, they need 3 heroes. So this means that Fata is unlikely to be ganked.
Aggressive pressure here from MSS. Fearless as he charges in. And EG really struggling to deal with this dual lane, running a tri-lane, and for now at least losing those duels. At least not actual duels, but those early engagements.
The really nice thing with Io, why it's become such a top pick ban, is you have all these extra runes now. You're almost always guaranteed to find somewhere to refill your bottle. Luckily, and well played by Zai, he's going to get in, prevent that bottle refill. It's not about taking the bounty rune, it's about preventing Io from getting those bottle charges more than anything at this point.
Pai's actually got to scurry over the cliff and back away, so he will be denied. Let's see if he makes the trip all the way back towards the base.
Yeah, you're not particularly effective in that bottom lane without the charges. And as a result, yeah, he's going to walk all the way back home, probably TP back to this bottom lane.
Did grab an Observer Ward here, so looks like he may want to keep tabs on any flank maneuvers through the jungle.
Yeah, you can see in the CS, the top lane going well for NP, the bottom lane also going fairly well as far as Legion getting CS and experience.
So far, really so good for NP, who are getting a lot of experience out of their 2v3 lane. They are free farming Envy's Ember in the safe lane. Fata holding his own and actually slightly ahead here against Sumail with a couple of extra denies, maybe even on last hits. NP are winning the lanes, not overwhelmingly yet, but by a solid margin.
Yeah, the difference is mostly in those offlaners where Legion, Io are having a really good time and keeping supports busy. Seems EG are just going to accept this lane can't really be won. They're going to leave Arteezy kind of getting the solo XP and farm, use the pulls for the Phoenix, and even have Sand King just go jungle. So this is kind of EG accepting the lanes are not going well for them, and they don't have the heroes to turn them around. So instead of trying to win the lanes, they're just going to play greedy.
And MSS looking for that kill here on crit. Does force the Icarus dive out. A very long cooldown, which means now they can apply more pressure onto Arteezy, should they desire, but he hugs the tower. So NP happy to just control this jungle, and that should guarantee them likely a 4-minute rune, unless we see a bold dive in by Zai, but that would be risky in a 2v1. So he's going to try and secure the bounty here, but MSS will deny that too. They can go back and grab the Invis rune for Pi bottom. So
Nice.
Rune control game on point right now for NP.
Fortunate with the Invis rune, so he gets to refill his bottle fully, although there was a bounty rune, so either way he was going to get some bottle charges. And yeah, this is where they're going to extend their lead, because they're starting to bully these heroes out of the lane. Like, we're going to see Arteezy have a really tough time. He's low HP. The supports can't really go to lane. It's only Sumail where we're seeing really things go well, but now he's been getting
Tries to turn things around with the Spirit Siphon, taking a little bit too much damage, and Fada has to blink away, popping, I believe, the Fairy Fire there. But sure, he survives. Might go back in soon, and Arteezy, meanwhile, under heavy duress, does have the stick charges. Doesn't want to commit them until he needs the mana as well, but MSS looking to change that equation. He'll dive in, just starts tanking the tower. Because even if the IO's helping, is entirely unafraid. They know that Sand King was just mid, but now that he's been missing a bit longer, you'll see MSS likely start to back.
You've seen MSS like 1v2, 1v3 the soft lane so many times. And always, that's the beauty of Legion Commander. He's incredibly strong in lane. This is a laning specialist, and he is just bullying Arteezy, but 3 heroes coming his way.
The IO coming in, though. Pylai can turn this around, but they're going to need that help as quickly as possible. Heals himself up, gets the tether, too. Is it enough? Popping the Fairy Fire, still alive. MSS tanks through it all. Arteezy wants this kill. He commits for it. They may lose the Phoenix on the way out. One more auto attack. Oh, crit just barely able to get out of range. Arteezy low, too. But Pi is squishy, so EG, heavy commitment, and do walk away with a crucial kill on MSS.
Man, that was very close to being turned around by the IO's presence. If he got there maybe half a second sooner, we've seen a different outcome there.
Maybe if they had a TP on the Nyx, I believe was a little low on mana, but might have been able to get off one stun. Perhaps not expected EG to commit that far.
Messes up the bottle refill when he TPs in as well. Perhaps he left his fountain or something. Not sure what happened there, but doesn't matter. Fortunately, found a rune.
Fortunately, there's a rune.
They've been lucky with 2 runes in a row at this bottom lane. Not runes that necessarily IO's going to have an impact with, but
top lane, nice rotation from AUI, sweeping around behind Universe. Envy not level 6 just yet, though. But still the TP's coming. They're rotating 3 top. Phoenix moving around early, not something you see very often.
Yeah, it's something that's detected fairly early with the Observer Ward as well. Envy now level 6 gets the free trips back to base, so his laning dominance can be extended because he doesn't really have any downtime. He's always farming. He can always be full HP and mana with these TPs home, refill your bottle, get some items, and go back to lane.
This has been the story of NP, especially in some of their more difficult matches, is this aggression on towers, too. You see MSS tanking the creep wave, hitting the tower, letting that new and improved catapult do the work as top lane. This skirmish will break out. Envy very difficult to deal with right now with the remnant damage. Flame Guard finally going to be removed here. Still taking some chip, but in comes Fada as well. Head full of steam. Oh, was revving up the ult, but decides not to use it. While bottom lane, Arteezy wants to make a move on Pi, and traditionally Weaver is one of the better counters to an IO, while MSS looks to punish this. He goes for the duel. I think Envy survives just fine through this. Even chasing, or sorry, Arteezy survives just fine. Chasing forward, looking for MSS. Will he find the kill? A bit too tanky, but not the 3v1 triple kill that MSS had yesterday. Arteezy is going to equalize the score.
Particularly close to the Arteezy kill. There's an ambitious duel for sure, and Arteezy nicely turning around this bottom lane. EG's such a good defensive team. Arteezy often gets put in these lanes where he can't get a hold of farm. He's being contested, but he just finds these openings. He's behind on CS, under-leveled a little bit. Legion's winning the lane, but he still managed to get a kill and then survive, even things up a bit.
Spirit Siphon is proving a real nuisance for Fada. Sumail catching up in CS and actually pulling ahead as he begins to apply some pressure of his own. Will now retreat for that Northern Rune. Still NP holding a decent lead here, but it feels like EG have stabilized in terms of momentum.
Yeah.
So that tower bottom is about to fall. Arteezy looking for the deny. Not going to happen. MSS with the last hit.
Something we're seeing NP really excel at is both Fata and MSS are taking their towers very early on. We've seen it in Fata's Lina games. We've seen it with all the Legion Commander games from MSS. They'll get these early objectives. Any chance they get to chip away the tower, they'll take.
Oh god, this could be a big rotation now. Arteezy having to time-lapse away, does not want to get caught with the duel while Fata's in the neighborhood. So good game sense there, and Artur will make it back to safety. But still, the tower's down, and that has opened up the jungle. You've got a very mobile ganking lineup for NP, so and looking at that, EG obviously the overwhelming team fight, but taking these early towers down might free up NP to spread the map and find those pickoffs.
See how they go about it.
Gonna dive onto Sumail now in the mid lane. Good burst damage coming through. Quapple committed. No hesitation. They'll take him down. Zaya gonna make the rotation, but he doesn't have an epicenter yet. So NBC's opportunity. He charges forward. Does get clipped by a fissure. Not blocked on the wrong side of it though, and still has the flame guard protecting him. He'll retreat out. So a nice kill for them, taking the DP away.
NP have been very active with their cores. We saw Fata rotate top early. Even though they didn't succeed there, we can see a very clear game plan from NP, which is to win the early game, find these pickoffs, and turn them into objectives where possible. They managed to do that at bottom lane with the tower. They haven't got any additional towers just yet, but again, we see a core rotate. NP goes from top to mid, catches the Death Prophet by surprise.
Looks like NP queuing up the VOTs here. He's already halfway towards the recipe, so that is going to amp up the gank potential. Vendetta fairly close, I believe, for AUI, and similarly relocate online soon, but they're not ready yet. And EG make their first move. They commit the exorcism, forcing out the glyph. They bring Zaya into position. Fada's here to hold. MSS also a lot of spam to try and clear out this wave from those two heroes. But even Arteezy coming in. EG want to make sure this exorcism is hitting tower for maximal damage, but so much defense from NP trying to maintain that tower supremacy, and for now at least the tower stands. Well, round two cometh with the catapult. That said though, they're a little afraid to commit.
Yeah, they see Envy on the Ember. Perhaps they don't realize he's actually out of remnants for now. You know, he just gets one back, but he's only got the one remnant to play around with. Not the greatest offensive potential, but now with Exorcism down, EG definitely have to disperse, go back to farming, trying to catch up a bit in these lanes and not fully commit to five-manning a tower that they can't even push.
UI still getting his experience top, and now Envy starting to move. Still just has the one remnant. Universe playing it extremely safe. Does not have much vision, aside from that Rune Ward, which I believe may have scouted some of these heroes rotating. In any case, there's a lot missing, so wisely hugging the tower, but that will allow NP to start thwacking it. Bringing it down to about half HP. Radiant Glyph committed. Simultaneously, you do see Fada on the bottom lane, also being scouted out by a ward as Crit makes his move. They don't want to give this tower up for free. The Echo Slam's dropped. Universe unable to follow this one up, though. Just a bit too slow, and NP scurry to retreat, so Echo down.
He went for the
tower defended, but NP able to farm elsewhere. And oh, look at this, guys. A very fast blink time for MSS. Yesterday it was 9 minutes, today 11, but that's still damn good for an offlane Legion.
Yeah, he's got the phase boots and all that to go with it. And this is a dangerous item for him to pick up. Has a smoke right away to start trying to find an opening off of this pickup. And with no boots of travel, though, they may lack that follow-up damage. He's going to have to smoke towards one of his cores, like a Queen of Pain or an Ember. The Ember can't really come to him all too easily.
Sumail holding back here. They do have Dust, though, and Envy is going to find his opening. Remnanting forward towards Zai. He doesn't... Oh, just barely getting the kill with Up of Pi. A lot of close kills, and meanwhile, bottom lane, this one might not be close. The quad bolt's committed, and the relocate, just to ensure that Arteezy will not be escaping. So NP grab another kill, and they maintain the map control edge, at least for now. Sumail poking up mid, does have Exorcism, but doesn't want to be committing it when he's got no backup behind him.
See, Shaker again look for this Pilot Eye IO on the relocate back, but won't find this kill.
It's looking good for NP right now. They've got a 4K gold lead. They continue to take over the enemy jungle. Vendetta's now on Lion God, so relocate online. BOT's about to come out for Envy, so this almost immediately turns into a global lineup with, you know, potentially 4 heroes showing up out of nowhere. and a very good chasing squad as well. So once you get that first kill, you can just snowball the fights from there.
Reminds me a lot of that Faceless game where they just win these side lanes incredibly hard. They don't really mind what happens mid. Like Fata just gets put in a 1v1 matchup where he's going to farm, his opposing mid's going to farm.
Trying to get in range here, closes for the burrow strike. Do they have to follow down to bring Fata down with the Fisher? They will. The beauty of this EG draft, tons of lockdown between the Sand King and the Shaker.
Yeah. You can see in the net worth, like Death Prophet very farmed, up there with all the MP cores, but then it's these side lanes, the Weaver who gets pressured by these Legion Commander dual lanes, the offlaner, Earthshaker, never going to get much farm against an Ember Spirit. Ember can just 1v1 him and has kill potential, so NP know they just need to win 2 of the 3 lanes. Fata's a good defensive mid player. He's going to just stay alive for the most part, does go down there, get his farm. He's in a good position to at least offer something to the MP mid game.
While EG may not have the mobility, and while they may be down a decent amount in net worth, they have the team fight, and they want to take advantage of that. Sweeping towards top is a 5-man squad. They dare NP to engage. You see Envy scrambling bottom to try and split push, but an Ember at this stage won't do all that much to a tower. Don't even really chip with no catapult here, so looks like EG probably get that tower without a trade.
I wonder if EG even press further forward. They've got level 2 Death Prophet ultimate now. Sumail, very high level.
MSS is thinking about fighting this, but there's so many heroes missing. You see the Weaver and the Death Prophet top. You got to figure EG have 4 or 5. And you now does 1 TP away. They stick around with the majority of the squad, guys. This could be an opening, though. MSS prepping for the duel, and he is going to go for the Blink Jump Initiation Remnant there from Envy, but do they have to follow firepower? They need to lock him down. They will, and it's a win. MSS getting on the board. Not quite the free relic at sub 20 minutes that we saw yesterday, but still much needed duel victory for him as they continue to ramp up the aggression. NP sweeping towards mid. See Fana poking that in. He's going to get caught by Burst Strike, but AUI is waiting with the Carapace. Might be able to change the equation here. Zion able to get up the epicenter though, brings down 1, the follow-up Fissure Universe rescuing Zion, ensuring that's a wand fight as EG grab 2. And on top of that, they keep the tower fully healthy.
Fata was banking on AUI, getting some good disables off there, be it the Carapace, the Impale, but the Earthshaker Fissure, they didn't actually know the Shaker was there, I want to say. They had the Dire Ward behind the tower, perhaps hadn't scouted them out, but for whatever reason, AUI was unable to cancel the Epicenter, and that demolished them. Zai's going to get almost a completed Blink Dagger off of those 2 kills.
Yeah, maybe expecting the Sandstorm and not a full Epicenter commitment just for a Queen of Pain, but no damage done until that Epicenter goes off, so bit unfortunate for NP. Can't really assume he's going to Epi there, but it does cost them.
And they also knew there was like no Radiant Sentry for the Nyx Assassin. They had a Dire Ops plus Sentry mid, so AUI is like, well, they're not going to see me if I Vendetta in. This should be a good kill.
All right, who's baiting whom here, gods? Sumail looks like gets the jump with the Soul Siphon, or Spirit Siphon, and now committing the Exorcism. Do they want to commit the push? No, the team fight breaks out in the bottom lane potentially. Sumail in the hunt, diving into 3 heroes. That is a very confident Death Prophet. Doesn't have to back up yet, but Universe lumbers in and will be available for the assist. So far, nothing really gained. While meanwhile, in the mid lane, Crit's in danger. Quap Bolt was already dropped, trying to sunray his way up to the high ground, but there's no running from a Quap with Blink. So Fata collects his bounty to secure the kill. And with the Exorcism on cooldown, you would think an ideal situation for NP to make a more aggressive move. Also, the Epicenter is still cooling down.
Yeah, it'd be a good time to try and take that mid tower or go for a smoke, try find another dual kill. They've got 2 great gankers in both Nyx and Legion Commando, and these act as great setup for IO relocates. You can just have a Legion go for a solo smoke or a Nyx go for a solo Vendetta around the map. You find a hero, you initiate, you relocate in with anyone, a Quap, an Ember, doesn't really matter. Boot to travel from the Ember. You may not even need to relocate. And it's very easy for NP to find these pickoffs. Big question is going to come down to how well can they actually take objectives, because neither Ember nor the Queen of Pain is particularly great at hitting buildings at this stage of the game.
Well, Blade Mail is certainly a fun choice when you've got this many big AoE ultimates.
It's actually one of the best counters to Spirit Siphon. I think part of Death Prophet's fall was teams and players realizing, like, if you get Spirit Siphon, you just pop that Blade Mail, and that Death Prophet is not healing up whatsoever.
Yeah, do we see the triple Blade Mail strat? Or do you think just the
Legion
one
was
is
getting
enough?
one. Quap, perhaps not. Probably looked to be building into an Orchid. I think Quap just goes for more like the Orchid, Octarine, Mjolnir type build.
Radiant's bottom
Play for the
tower
late game a
is
bit.
under attack.
But always consider Blade Mail if you really want, but may look for more of an item to get out of the silence as well.
Anyway, it's just been so good all tournament at breaking smokes. We saw it mostly on the tree, but now on the Nyx. EG denied in their effort to aggress.
And
They will have to slink back to their side of the map.
no detection on those heroes too, so definitely have to be very proactive with sentries and dust when playing against a Nyx assassin. Need to lay those traps with obs and sentries down and have dust anytime you go for a smoke. That smoke pops, you need to pop a dust right away.
There's a tax on some already impoverished supports, mainly this Phoenix at 1,300 net worth. Crit going to have a very difficult time getting his complement of spells off. And with that Quap, there is some potential to just snipe the Supernova if he, especially when he's under level.
So Fata's got the Orchid just coming out of the courier now. That's a dangerous item for this Arteezy Weaver. He's working on a Lincoln Sphere. I think he's still a little bit short, so there may be a window where he'll be exposed. Yeah, he's actually quite a ways away from a Lincoln Sphere, so.
Went for a lot of cheaper items with the treads, the bottle, and the wand to boot.
But even Sand Kings, Earthshakers, all these disable spell-reliant heroes are going to struggle against this. But Arteezy's the big hero that's often alone, just solo pushing a lane who you want to be able to not get ganked in. This is the item to make sure you can kill him.
Does want to play very defensively until he completes it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Echo Slam committed. They want Envy, and by golly, they're going to get him too. Did spend his gold, rush to grab that medallion, so looks like we will be seeing the Solar Crest build again from Eternal Envy. We saw this yesterday on his Ember, but that game they were very far ahead. Thoughts on the Solar Crest in this particular matchup? It's certainly not a very common Ember item to grab.
Yeah, it seems like an Envy item to grab. He absolutely loves the item. We're seeing it every game on the Bristle, of course, where it's a bit more of a standard meta item, but he just really likes what it provides him. It's very cheap, cost-effective armor evasion at a very low price point. This game, the evasion isn't really amazing. I almost feel like he needs to go for an item that's going to help him against what we just saw happen, the chain stuns, the silence, maybe something that's going to just... He just needs to stay alive, tank up. The Blade Mail gives him that a bit. The Solar Crest does as well, but not sure if it's like the ideal.
Could be an opening as they make their move. Tool number 2, easily won by Mojo Storm Stout. Didn't even have to drop the Quap Bolt there. EG countering with a flank of their own, and they do leave with the Death Prophet here. Pylon Die's going to get caught. That means there won't be a relocate counterplay. No, they ignore him. They go for the bigger target.
Oh, nice
and boy,
out.
It was a mistake because Pi is there with the save, at least for now. Maybe they still get MSS, but they're spending a lot of time. This could allow for reinforcements to come in. Envy, I believe, had already TP bottom. MSS charging forward, though, confident to try and take this fight. Now a whiffed Burrow Strike, a comedy of errors for EG, failing to find kills, and Fada is there with the punish, gets the first, and now they look for more. Weaver still down, the Quap Bolt jumping forward, not quite enough. The stun just a bit short of tower, but a good purge by MSS, keeps him alive, and finally Envy arrives, gets the chains, he fights in the Exorcism, he's got the double blade mail, Sumail kills himself with the ghost. Casper is not your friend, my lady. Now, Weaver a bit late, has to run away. Oh, God, that was a pretty awful fight for EG.
It's got very messy. All off of a Pylai relocate save. They tried to catch the Quap by surprise. I think that was the reveal of the Atos on the Death Prophet. And that was the item which was meant to completely shock either the Ember, the Queen of Pain, and get a kill. But immediately, the relocate save from Pylai pulled the Queen of Pain out of there, and then EG's on the back foot. They're kind of just scurrying around like, what do we do? They know there's a Legion who's kind of isolated, but they can't really kill him even though he's by himself, and then it just buys time for MP to regroup and get Ember into the fray as well and find some big, much-needed kills.
We haven't seen too many Pylai relocate saves as of late, even though he's played a decent amount of bio, but it's nice that they're making a comeback here. And what a time for it.
You've got to find a way to get on top of this IO and deal with him before you can approach the cause.
So as a Death Prophet up against the double blade mail, what's your best way for dealing with that?
Taking up, and he's going to need to take up.
Sumail dropping the ults, he's going to dodge the stun and the chain. Very well played by him. Still, there's a lot of follow-up pursuit. Can they lock him down? They will. They burst him too. NP, just like that, 5 bottom. Oh dear. Good luck leaving your base as your EG. Sure, great 5-man team fight, fantastic high ground. But, well, when just the Io goes back top, I suppose they can at least find something of a counter kill. Yeah, outside of the base, like, they have this big team fight, but good luck ever getting it, Gods, because NP just have the maneuverability to avoid those 5v5s.
Yeah, I think for EG, it's like, well, we're going to have Epicenter, Phoenix Supernova, the Sand King, the Earthshaker, Echo Slam as well. 5v5 work great, but the problem is NP will just split the map.
Oh, blinking to the low ground. Fade is going to get caught up by Universe here. Has the Echo. Probably needs to commit it, trying to time the stuns just right, and he does so. Oh, Supernova, but still it's not enough. MSS saving him. The follow-up Sunray secures the kill. Arteezy chasing for more. I do not know if MSS is a possible kill with Pi coming in for assistance. They will have to commit heavily for this. A great fissure block, trapping MSS. They even burrow in, but he's still surviving through all this damage. Finally, no! He will go down, but my goodness, a tough kill. EG, lucky that no one else was there. Feels like even just Envy showing up might have turned the tides. He's in fact mid though. Envy able to zip away, but EG were swarming in, trying to converge on him. Yeah, EG taking some risks, but feels like risks they need to take. These kills do keep the game within striking distance for them.
Yeah, that was some serious aggression up top. EG diving well under the tier 2 tower, but if Nyx plus Ember can rotate in, I feel like NP have all the tools they need to turn that one around, but perhaps TPs were down and they just weren't able to get there. And for MP, it's like they want to be split around the map. They don't want to fight into the 5v5 of EG. So I think the game plan is if you do get caught, just Pilot Eye, try and save him, but don't just suddenly bring 5 heroes to a team fight where Echo Slam Epicenter can completely demolish you.
Zai trying to get a little me time bottom.
This game gets very tough when NP complete BKBs. I believe they're going to be going for 3 of them. With Quap and Ember both having them queued up.
Oh, Zai, this is not looking great. Good initiation by AUI. Actually, Envy not wanting to go. Oh, didn't have the remnants. Yeah. They were on cooldown, so a bit of miscommunication there by NP, I suppose. Could have waited like 5 seconds, maybe had a kill.
I think even with a single may have been a bit tricky. But as it stands, NP know they're still in a pretty comfortable position. They're keeping all these lanes pushed out. They're going to get very scary with BKBs on their cores, with how much of this damage is magical coming out. The physical from Weaver is a long ways away.
And the Death Prophet has to be careful about when she uses her ult because of those pesky blade notes.
Yeah, for NP it's all about making your BKB usage though. EG have a lot of good ways to initiate pre-BKB, the Blink Echo, the Blink Burrow Strike. They can chain stun very effectively with a hero like Earthshaker, and that's where Legion Commander, Io, the 2 saves from these heroes have to be on point to make sure that if someone gets initiated on with a BKB, you can actually save them and then allow them to either get out or get their BKB off.
That's the thing. EG do have basically instant initiation, so you have to have godly reflexes to not get stunned, even with the BKBs, but once you're saved, you can turn the fight around.
Yeah. I think that's where NP are not overly worried about the instant stuns. They still feel BKBs is the right item to go because they know, I mean, we've seen this game, MSS has done like 2 or 3 really clutch saves with the press the attack already. Pilot Eye's done some nice relocate plays, so the save potential is definitely there.
EG contemplating a jump on a Turtle Envy top, but they suspect backup is in the neighborhood, and this is the beauty of the next pick is when he's not actually there, you still have to worry that he might be. So UI was trying to set up a kill mid. Envy, of course, always able to TP in, and the relocate could bring the Legion into the fray as well. So MP just flexing their mobility muscles, trying to avoid clumping up at any turn, whereas EG just always a ball of 5, moving as a squad for the most part around the map.
So with the BKBs up, EG, like you say, wanted to try and force a 5-man. They were all grouped at top, but the bottom creep wave reaches the tier 3s, and at that point it's like, well, someone's got to go back. It's not even just about defending, it's about your opponents knowing that you're 5-man in the top lane, and you've got to find some farmers. You can see they are falling further and further behind. Over 8,000 gold difference now.
Still a manageable deficit. And
absolutely.
You look at EG, this is a lineup that scales pretty damn well into late game. Maybe not the best, like, pure one-position carry, but Death Prophet, very dangerous with a lot of farm and tons of team fight and disable. So I look at this game as one that EG can well come back from if MP slip up.
It's a one team fight kind of game. One good team fight for EG, and they're basically going to turn that gold lead into 0. If they kill 3-4 heroes with some big ultimates. They'll get a Roshan, they'll get some towers. Gold lead is even, and EG are in control. Problem is, NP know that one team fight is all it's going to take for EG to get a handle on this game, so they're itemizing towards these BKBs. They're like, well, how are they going to win that one big team fight if we've got 3 10-second BKBs?
NP on the move. They did smoke up Arteezy's there to break the smoke and scurries to the north. Looks like Sakuchi will get him back to safety, so his turn to be disruptive. This is one thing I think that is a weakness of the NP lineup, gods. They're not particularly good at roshing. So really need those kills first before they can go into the pit.
I mean, the Solar Crest helps a little bit, but yeah, none of their heroes are particularly
Legion hasn't won a ton of duels this game. So
no.
Not a particularly hard single target DPS.
You also expose yourself to EG's team fight in the Roche pit. So as you say, yeah, you've almost a necessity is getting some kills before going into the pit.
Like they don't have the bristle or something that you can just throw in there. And great, if EG 5-man initiate on him, you probably win the team fight.
Yeah, you can beat a team fight at the Roche pit if you have a single hero that can like solo Roche and then you just position around. But for NP to Roche, they need like 3-4 heroes in the pit. Io to tether someone. Only Nyx Assassin is probably standing outside.
They do find Sumail in the mid lane. Fada's going to unload momentarily. BKB is well timed to dodge that fissure. Not yet committing. Still has the ulti. Drops it perfectly on top Sumail's head. Deletes him from the fight. Does have a buyback though, so let's see. Do EG even find an opening? Looks like they're going to lose the duel. Crit will be an additional kill. NP, what do they take after these 2 kills? Do they go for a tier 2? Do they back off to farm? Do they consider the Roche? Doesn't seem like they're ready. They are respecting EG's 5-man and the potential for buybacks.
And that Death Prophet, very squishy there. Mana Burn is brutal to deal with.
Sumail needs a lot of items this game, right? Like he ideally wants some way to deal with the double blade mouths. He needs at least like 1 big tank item. You'd love to have maybe a BKB because there is so much nuke damage from the Nyx alone. Well, that thought, they're going to get caught here. EG in danger. Universe will drop early in the fight. Zai could well be next. The 2 team fight initiators about to go away for EG, and that will open things up. NP now with the power play. No Earthshaker, no Sand King. Either a tower or a Roche. Certainly seems like it should be on the menu, but I guess the lane runs pushing the best. Arteezy trying to split push. Yeah, NP just so patient. Even after these kills, it's just back to farming.
NP kind of saying we don't need these objectives now. Our lineup is not on a timer, and I think they're kind of right. The Weaver with his lack of farm and the Death Prophet as a hero this game are not going to scale well into the late game. A Death Prophet is going to get squishier and squishier. The more items you get, the more that mana burn's going to do. You've got so much burst damage coming out from Quap, from Ember. You've got a Legion duel. I don't really see this Death Prophet having a great time, and Sumail is just trying to finish a Lincoln Sphere. They're trying to get Lincolns all across the board against this Orchid, against this Jewel, but it's very tough to play into NP's draft right now.
NP began a strong laning stage, converting into an even stronger mid game. It's been the template for them all tournament long, and more BKBs flooding in. Now even the Legion complete, so triple BKB available. EG are going to smoke. They don't have vision around the pit right now. Perhaps slightly worried about a Roche. Or maybe taking a page out of Eternal Envy's old book, gods. Known for these Roche sneaks from behind. EG are going to turn his own, give him a taste of his own medicine. And it looks like they should take the Roche for free.
Yeah, they're finding no openings to use the Death Prophet ultimate and no openings to force a 5v5 fight, so they say, let's just go Roche. Like, where else are we using these ults? Like, if we take an Aegis, it's not like NP are actually breaking high ground. You just go play defensively. So it's not really an Aegis that enables EG to get too aggressive because of how far behind they are, and also their Exorcism is down, but it's a denial Roche. Gives them a bit of gold and prevents NP getting the Aegis and perhaps using that to take high ground or take some towers later on. EG, as much as their lineup doesn't necessarily scale great to the late game, they need to find a way to get there with a few more items. Late game for them comes down to getting farm on Weaver, getting more farm on Death Prophet.
Definitely a nice shot in the arm for them. EG still mostly stuck pretty far back on their side of the map. They do try to make an expedition up into the northern Dire jungle. Phoenix protecting Arteezy, who with the Aegis feels a lot more confident. Closing in on an MKB, so wants a tool to deal with that Solar Crest. And we'll be finishing it fairly soon.
Definitely a game where Weaver needs damage.
They're hunting Zai here, bottom. Good initiation. AUI on point with these stuns. And And NP will punish him again now. Popping the drums on the retreat. They are going to be able to potentially catch out this Nyx Assassin. AUI went for a bold TP, but the Spirit Siphon and the Yules afflicting him. Now the follow-up Enchant Totem. EG will get a scrap of revenge, so a support for a support here.
Yeah, that's good trades for EG. They'll take any one-for-one they can get at this point in a similar role, and they're not looking to force big fights, take objectives. They're just looking to play this, slower kind of game. Hope NP doesn't kill off any of their cores, and don't give NP the free pickoffs. If you can punish anytime they get a kill, that's going to kind of play into EG having a stronger late game, getting kills for their cores.
And in good news for EG, I guess the one concern here for NP is they are ahead in net worth, but they haven't really itemized to like try and take it super late. You know, you don't go Solar Crest Blade while BKB is Ember if you want to farm for 50 minutes, at least not ideally. And same even for the Queen of Pain going for the Orchid Rush, hasn't found too many kills this game. So I think all things considered, it could be a lot worse economically if NP had gotten away with some greedier items.
Yeah. And even going for this triple BKB, you normally go for the BKBs because you want to fight immediately with them and get something done as far as Roche objectives go. And NP got 3 BKBs. They haven't really been finding fights, haven't been finding too many pickoffs. So EG only finding like good trades against BKBs has so far been very good by them.
are far out here though, gods.
Yeah. Potential courier to be hunted.
AUI, does he want the courier or does he want the heroes? I don't know if he realizes the heroes are in the neighborhood. Ooh, 2 for the price of 1. Perhaps he can get crit as well. Carapace there. This is on the stun, but times it well to deal with the Icarus dive, and likely another dual win for MSS. Plus 76 damage. Already has that 3 Sacred Relic and looking for more. Zai with the Burrow Strike. They are bringing in the Universe, I believe, momentarily. He could drop a big slam, but already a few start to crumble. They're going to lose their IO. Sumail with a decent comeback here for EG, chasing on MSS. How much do they want to commit for this one? The Yules on Sumail keeps him out of the fight. But meanwhile, by the way, Fada just pushing this bottom lane. Had a very fortuitous DD rune. It makes the most of it. Tier 3 down. EG get caught with their pants down. They get the 2-for-1 trade. And now they might lose Arteezy's Aegis as well. They will. He will come back, but the BKB is going to secure a lane of Rax. The rat attack ramps up. They'll get that Rax. Now, do they get out? That's the real question. TP attempted by Fada. Fissure by Universal. BKB just long enough. And Fada makes it away.
Still had the 10-second BKBs, and well, NP get a lot of value after those first BKB usages, as
that's how you want to use them.
Yeah, taking objectives. That's the idea. You get these BKBs. They took a while to find an opening to get some value out of them, but they made sure that it wasn't just to like stay alive and TP out. It was like, nope, we're getting a tier 3 tower and a melee Rax.
Outplayed by NP so far. EG now down 16,000 gold, and see Sumail trying to punish AUI is going to do some decent work here with the Spirit Siphon. Meanwhile, MSS looks like found another kill on the Phoenix. Not sure if it was a dual win, but this could be really painful with NP coming in. They can't afford to lose Sumail, but the Blade Bell, my God, just destroys him. That plus the Mana Burn, and now Universe likely to drop. NP. Oh my God, this team is gelling, gods. You go to how they started the tournament, dropped their opening match, looked pretty shaky in it. Almost felt like they were a little lucky with the draft to win that game too, but they have evolved over the course of this event.
That was like such a good bait from AUI. He completely caught Sumail and made it look like he misplayed, like, oh, I'll TP out, you've got your Yule Scepter, oh, I can't TP, now I can chase you and kill you. No, AUI knew exactly what he was doing. Don't be fooled. That relocate comes in, and getting the Death Prophet kill opens this game up.
Winner for MSS once again. And he might get one of those chicken dinners if he keeps it up.
Well, that's the full lane of Rax down bottom now. Unfortunately, the tier 2 towers will prevent them going for any other lanes, but perhaps just taking those tier 2 towers is more the idea now, with Death Prophet and Sand King still dead for a little bit longer. This game will be very difficult for EG from here on out. You've got BKBs, you've got a pipe now coming out soon on the courier for AUI. Everyone is just so incredibly tanky.
So many easy kills, MSS now up to plus 112 damage. So as these kills ramp in, the next one's getting even easier. 22,000 gold advantage. 22 kills for NP, and a cliff for EG to climb at this point. And what makes it worse is with that lane down, gods. There's a little bit less gold to go around for them, and it's even harder to leave the base with NP having more and more room to project force, find those ganks around the map. EG start to feel like they have to force it, and they're going to smoke. Bottom lane is pushing out. They're showing Sumail on the Death Prophet bottom. Perhaps this could be a beautiful bait. But AUI, as he so often has been, looks like he's primed to reveal the smoke. And Crit just might be giving up a free kill here to Fada with a tasty DD Rune lurking in the river. Hey guys, come and get me, and they might just, but MSS is there with the purge. Now the BKB comes out. What a trap NP! Oh my Admiral Akbar would be proud. Fada blinks away. Now a very bold and over-ambitious egg will be cracked as NP look for Sumail. They want these extra kills. 3 have fallen. It's all over in game 1. NP flummox EG, and they'll end it with a tasty Sonic Wave kill. 26-11, a dominant showing down.